Good evening. This is Weekdays with Wendy, and I'm reading to you from the Love Your Neighbor, No Exceptions Daily Flip Calendar. And today's reading is a quote by David Levithan. We are not taught, love thy neighbor unless their skin is a different color from yours, or love thy neighbor unless they don't make money as you do, or love thy neighbor unless they don't share your beliefs. We are taught, love thy neighbor. No exceptions. We are all in this together, every single one of us. And the only way we are going to survive as a society is through compassion. A great community does not mean we all think the same things or do the same things. It simply means we are willing to work together and are willing to love despite our differences. One movie that has had a huge impact on my life, my thinking, was the movie Schindler's List. It tells the true story of Oskar Schindler, who was a German industrialist in World War II. And he used his charm and his ability to kind of wine and dine and move in the right circles to be able to kind of befriend the Nazis, and he would establish factories near concentration camps and through kickbacks and bribes use the Jewish workers that were at the concentration camps, and they were free labor to him. He just needed to pay off the Nazi commandants and those who helped him along the way. He became quite wealthy, but it wasn't too long before he started seeing the horrors of the concentration camps. And as he was able to gain these industrial and then later on defense contracts, his goal wasn't so much to earn money for himself as it was to kind of defeat the system. He was there when he saw the Jewish ghetto being liquidated, and he was there to see the atrocities of the concentration camps. And in the end, he was able to buy the freedom of anywhere between 1,200 and 1,300 Jewish workers. Now, one of the closing scenes of the movie always kind of resounds with me and gets me thinking. It's where he has been able to buy the freedom of all of his workers, and they are cautioning him that he needs to escape because he may be seen as a criminal, and either the Allies or the Nazis, who are angry for being used, may come after him. And so he needs to escape. And he pauses and he looks at the different people who are gathered around him with such gratitude. They are so thankful that his generosity in liquidating all of his possessions to buy their freedom has truly given them life. And so they are beyond grateful, beyond appreciative of Oskar Schindler. And yet he looks at them and realizes that he still has a car, he still has a fancy writing pen, and he starts looking at what he could have done more. If he had just sold the pen, if he had sold this, if he had given up this possession, he could have bought 1 or 2 more lives. And he's overcome with this feeling of what time or what possessions did I waste when the focus should have been on securing the lives of these people. It always gets me thinking of opportunities I have to make a difference in life. Now, it's not about guilt and feeling guilty, but it's about being aware that each moment counts. And each moment I have an opportunity to love my neighbor, no exceptions. that I have an opportunity to make a difference in this world. And there will come a day when my time or my physical resources run out. And I don't want to look back and think on all the things I could have done. I want to live in the moment and think of all the things that I can do each day to make a difference. I think one way that we can be more mindful of taking advantage of opportunities that we have is to ask ourselves at the end of the day, and then at the beginning of the next day, have I shared God's love? How can I share God's love? At the end of the day, assessing what you did, and at the beginning of the next day, making a plan to be intentional to share God's love. No matter a skin color, no matter their beliefs, no matter the differences, we are called to love our neighbor, no exceptions. Have a great night.